Hey everybody, this is Ricardo. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the GM here at Pampa Red Deer location. Been here for just over 2 years now. And I just wanted to share something that happened today. Well, first of all, a little of context. I've been in a different space in my mind because I'm doing a executive coaching program outside Pampa, and being supported by Pampa as well, which is awesome. And there's so much into the program, and dealing with a full-time job and having a daughter that goes to school and having the things that I have passion for, which is writing, and having to do the work. And I'm not a good reader. I mean, I do read, and I can read, but I do not enjoy reading as much as I would like to, because there's a lot of information and knowledge to be obtained by reading, and I have some nice books at home, but I just stare at them and I just don't. So anyway, that's the space where I am with all this, going to school and not being able to study and put my time as much as I should, and the time is there. I'm stuck. So today I had a 15 minutes conversation which turned into a 37 minutes conversation with one of my coaches from Royal Roads University. His name is Mark, and it happened this morning. And as I was sharing with him that I was stuck and I would like to really have a breakthrough per se, and manage all of this, my life, work, family, fun, studies, and walk away as a good coach, and to really be able to transform what's possible, transform people's thoughts and what goes on in here in a way that will shift their way of thinking, their mindset essentially, and get them to the results that they're looking for. I'm very passionate about it actually, and every time I talk about it, my throat kind of I don't know the word, well, it vibrates in a different way, that as if I was getting emotional. That's what it is. Anyway, we've had a couple of reviews that weren't the greatest on Google not too long ago, and I haven't answered yet. And today, after my coaching session with my coach, to try to get me from here to here as far as a state of mind goes, and thinking, man, what could I do? What happened was someone came, the lady was a couple, the lady was had some allergies with gluten. I don't know if she was celiac or not. There was no information on reservations or anything. Anyway, she was not well after the husband made comments about servers wearing jeans and pipes being exposed in the washroom, and that's not nice, and the food was not good, and we covered our meats with butter. Anyway, which is not true, but I was not in the best space to answer that, and I was just thinking, I think I'm in a good space today to answer it. I just didn't find the time. But what I got out of this, and this is what I wanted to share, is that how helpful that was, that I had that conversation today's morning before coming to work with my coach, because man, I really got back to where I want to be as a person, as a human being. And when I connect with who I want to be, what I do is differently, and the outcomes become different. So I had a table. I walked in today, the phone rang, I took a reservation. Moments later, I was going through the books to see the reservations, and I noticed there was a lady that was celiac and lactose intolerant, and immediately I thought of the two bad reviews we had on Google reviews, and I said, man, I'm not gonna let this one slide. I'm gonna be proactive and call this person. I said, hey, somebody, her name, I said, hey, this is Ricardo, I'm calling you from Pampa, and I noticed you have a reservation for tonight. Would you have a few minutes to discuss something that I'm interested in learning about? Oh yeah, so, well, I noticed on your reservation it says there's some lactose intolerance, and someone might be celiac. Yeah, that would be myself. And say, oh, well, the reason why I'm calling you is just to draw a canvas of what you would expect upon coming here. And I mentioned that we just exchanged our um, food signage on the salad bar, and it informs about the allergens and all that stuff and the ingredients. And my goal was to give her the tools to make a better decision if it was okay for her or not. But I know it would be okay. I wanted to make it was about her and not me. So I told her what we had and how identified the items were and all the meats, and the only one that would considering Red Deer's menu, we serve 8 cuts of meat and pineapple, different from the other locations. It's a smaller menu and smaller price too. And she was okay with that. I mentioned that the pork loin had cheese, although it's Parmesan, there's less lactose, it's a cured cheese. So anyway, and as I was moving around and talking to all the tables, and my level of energy was like off the roof, and it was different. It was different. I was operating really, and I'm happy for myself. I'm not here to brag about her, I was happy for myself, and I just wanted to share how awesome it is. And you can think of a time when you were at the same state as I am, and if you're not, I'm not here to what that guy's talking about and stuff like that. No, I'm coming from a base of sharing and love and being compassionate about myself and saying how good it feels when I'm on my one piece. So the lady, after she came and she arrived, and I was walking around, and I noticed someone on table 30 was looking at me, and I was still to go to that table. And then she comes and she goes like this, she waves, and I came by, and she's got a big smile on her face. Are you Ricardo by any chance? And I said, yeah. Oh, we spoke earlier today about my allergies and stuff. And man, she was floored. They were amazed. And just a few days before, we had a completely opposite experience. So a few things that I learned was coaching helped me like crazy today, to get me from A to B as far as a state of mind, get me connected with what's important to me and what is my mission as a human being. And as I was going from table to table, it transcends delivering food or beverages. It's the human being that is right there in front of me, and being with them and engaging. And man, I'll tell you, I had great conversations today. Some people knew my name, I don't know who they were, and that was pretty exciting. But the table 30 was amazing. And then I was asking her and said, and then I shared with her like very briefly about the experience we had on Google review with them, the experience the guests had and the outcome of that as a result on the review. And I threw out there and said, see how interesting it can be. Same conditions, different experiences. Same conditions as per the allergies and intolerances, different experiences. I don't know if I even visited their table the day they were here. I'm talking about the previous couple, but I did visit these ones. Not only that, because of the bad review we had and I knew where he was coming from, I decided to call this person ahead of the time to avoid same kind of issues. I wanted to give a whole idea of what to expect upon coming here, rather than her having her own expectations and then learning that we are not able to deliver. But we not only were to the matter we had on hand, as they had a blast. And then they said, oh, Ricardo, from this one, we're already talking about the next 2 times to come. First, we're going to bring our daughter, and secondly, we're going to bring I don't know who, blah, blah, blah. I said, wow, that's amazing. I went, I'm just thinking what it would be like if you were just to go and being yourself and putting a Google review, and maybe if you feel comfortable, even like discussing the conversation we have, or if you want to just mention that you do have certain health conditions, if it's okay with you, and what your expectations were and what you got, and all these fantastic things that you're telling me. And she goes, oh, Ricardo, you bet, I'm definitely gonna do that. And she was even interested in learning and talking about the other. But I said, oh, you know what? Let's stick to you and what you got out of this, and the way it impacted you guys, because it has impacted me tremendously well. Because knowing what went wrong, and me being in a good space due to the conversation I had with my coach in the morning, and being able to be with the person in front of me and not the problem, which are different things, to discuss about the problem or to discuss talk about the person as a human being, who she is and what's important to them. That was a different game, guys. I just wanted to share how awesome this program has been and how much stuff that I'm learning. And yeah, and if you want to reach out sometime and have a conversation, I'll be like happy to talk about it. And or even if you're at a point that something's bubbling up to the surface and maybe bothering you, or maybe you have an opportunity, or you want to discuss stuff about leadership, where you are, issues around, and I don't know, anything, your colleagues, relationships, procedures, you name it, I'm here. Okay, reach out. I'll be very happy to talk to you. Anyway, take care. Sorry for the long podcast here.